looking forward to our next match in Austin. For me personally, my first trip there. For wonderful things. Um, the table everybody can read, so there is some at stake for this game for both teams. But certainly, from an Austin perspective, a game they would feel like they want to and have to win. We have a little different situation here in LA, so we have prepared our guys accordingly. But the nice thing about this group is I don't need to tell them. They always play to win, and that will be our stance in Austin as well.
Hey, Steve.
Hey.
Josh Wolf, you had much interaction with him leading up to this match?
No, just the last time we saw each other here in LA. No interaction, but which is completely normal. There's a whole lot of interaction during the season with coaches. Sometimes there is some interaction, but not a whole lot. But I'm sure I'll get a smile out of him when I see him Friday night.
Did he get any digs after coming to LA and beating you guys that let you know about it?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure. After that game, the performance of his team was one that where you feel super confident after a game. I think they were a bit fortunate. But it's a game where goals matter and count, and so they ended up with 3 points. And, of course, we'd like to return the favor.
Last one for me. Traveling to Austin, are you expecting Ryan to be there with you? And are there any other players who may or may not make the trip that you can share?
It's still ongoing, so there's no news right now in either direction. So when we know more, you will definitely know more.
Thanks. We'll take questions from Zoom, starting with Michele.
Thank you, Crystal. Hi, Coach. Hope you're doing well. When you're planning for a team like Austin that, for example, has a big flaw, like they've been susceptible to the high press, do you plan according to their mistakes or according to what your team do best, and make them adapt to you? I was wondering, what was your mentality when you prepare a game like this? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think that's exclusive to my own personal views or philosophy on this game. I think most teams will look where teams are vulnerable and try to expose those. The same goes for us, and not just against Austin, against any team. The facts are that every formation and way of playing has weaknesses. I think the point is to try to find a way to play with your players where you can minimize those amount of weaknesses. That's what we've tried to do this season, and I'm sure every other team is trying to do that. But yeah, every team has its weaknesses. Ours does as well.
So we expect a high press from you guys, or just play your game and just let your team dictate the game the way you want it to?
Well, I think it's fair to say that we are able to play a high press. We can sit a little deeper. We can play in a mid block. We can possess the ball. We're very comfortable in transition as well. What this team has done well is they've been able to make decisions on the field, spontaneous decisions, obviously backed up with information they're processing and things they're seeing, and obviously through communication. They've made good decisions to understand what phase of the game they're in and how to react accordingly. And I've been very happy with that this year, the decision making on the field, and then the ability to adjust at half as well. So to answer your question, I'm positive our players will make the proper decisions on Friday night.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Katya.
So, hi Steve. What conclusions did you get from the last time you guys faced Austin, and are hoping to see different in the upcoming game?
Yeah, I think the last time we played them, we created some very good chances and opportunities. We didn't finish our final product, so our play in the final third, which was consistent to that phase of the season. We weren't very clean, and we were not effective in front of the goal. That has changed. So we are hoping to clean up that part of our game Friday, and how we progress the ball forward and what movements we use. Many of those will remain the same, but our product in front of the goal will be slightly adjusted and improved.
You talked about the situation with Brian Rodriguez still being ongoing, but for you said earlier last week that player wanted to get a for.
Sorry, Katya, your question cut out. You're going to have to repeat it. I understood the ongoing situation is the same, and then...
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the other day that you were hoping Brian could be a player that stays in LAFC for a long time. This comes down also to what the player wants, or how is this situation right now?
Well, I'm the wrong guy for that question. You're going to ask Brian that, or John Thornton. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Benjamin Bergen.
Hey Steve, how big of a loss is it to not have Elie for this match, and who do you see stepping up in the midfield for him? Thank you.
Yeah, Elie is an important part of our group. A bit unfortunate last weekend. I think after reviewing the play again, in my opinion, certainly doesn't merit a second yellow, but I am not the one with a badge and a whistle. So it's just a little unlucky, but that's how seasons play out. We have a few players who can play in that position, notably Kellen, even Seva Mendez. So we are fine as far as covering. But yeah, Elie has been an important part of our group, and anytime you remove a starter, it changes things slightly. But doesn't necessarily make us any weaker. It just changes things slightly, and we'll make the changes. We will react to the differences our team will have with a new player in that position. But a situation we've had in the past, and it's been fine. So I don't anticipate any problems.
And Mamadou Fall, he didn't travel to San Jose last weekend. Was there a reason behind that, and will he be available this Friday? Thank you.
Ongoing.
Also a situation that hasn't been cleared up yet, and as we know more, we will let everybody know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Ari.
Hey Steve, appreciate the time. So I know you get asked every week, but I was wondering if you had any updates or thoughts on Gareth Bale's fitness level and how close he is to being able to play a full load of minutes. And then also, real quick, if there was any updates on Dennis Bouanga and when he will be able to join the club. Thank you.
Yeah, Dennis Bouanga's situation is, dependent upon the speed of bureaucracy and immigration. So that is no longer in our hands. And as we know more, you'll know more. But we expect it to be finished soon. That could be in 10 minutes. That could be in 2 days. I unfortunately have no more information for you there. Gareth is improving his fitness and getting closer. I can tell you that.
Go ahead, Alicia Rodriguez.
Thank you. Hi, Steve. Wanted to ask about the team's response and training after coming off a loss. They bounced back pretty well so far this season, and from coming off of losses, what were your impressions of them getting back to work this week and preparing for this match?
Yeah, after 2 days off, the day one was very good. It was a great reaction from the group. It's been consistent today as well. Anticipate tomorrow another good day. And yeah, I agree. It's been good this season after losses. It's important for us as a group to analyze why we lost and more importantly, how to correct it. This is a solution-based or solution-oriented group, and we have found those solutions, and we will have an improved performance on Friday. That much I know. Whether you win or you lose, nobody knows. That's why we play these games. So we will find out on Friday evening.